This right here behind me is our 2019 Toyota Tundra TRD Pro. It is absolutely beautiful. And I say that about every car that I sell, because I do find a lot of beauty in the way that companies like Toyota design their vehicles. Now, this one is very sought after, for one, because it's a TRD Pro. The other thing is because it has this iForce 5.7 liter V8. Now, some Toyota truck owners that have owned both this body style and the newer body style say that while the twin turbo V6 is impressive, nothing quite sounds like that 5.7 V8. And I mean, I have to agree with them. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But going at the front here, one thing that you will notice is this right here. That's a sensor. This has sensors all around for safety and for parking. Previous owner fitted this with rigid aftermarket LED lights on the bottom. These do have some LED lights here. And paint protection film was applied to this vehicle as well. I'm a huge fan of these BBS forged wheels from TRD. I mean, they look really sharp. Previous owner also had the option, or selected the option, excuse me, to have these running boards installed. Those are TRD Pro running boards. And they installed an aftermarket tonneau cover. And we have the TRD Pro bed liner. This is a spray and bed liner from the factory. So this particular vehicle has been spec'd out pretty well. Now let's go take a look inside. I'm gonna come around to the driver's side, excuse me. There were some TRD Pro floor liners that come with this, and instead they opted for some Husky liners. Just a matter of personal preference, I suppose. You will see that the TRD Pro has a very spacious cabin. Plenty of space for all of the people, all of the tools that you're going to be carrying. Let's go ahead and turn this on. You're going to hear that sound here. Yeah, that sounds great. That sounds fantastic. Toyota doesn't move very quickly as far as innovating their infotainment system. You'll notice that this doesn't look very different from even newer Toyota models. Pretty much their entire lineup has that. That's because Toyota likes engineering things, or rather over-engineering things, so that they don't break. And I really appreciate that about them. Now, you've got a couple things here. You've got your dial for four-wheel high, four-wheel low. You have trailer brake controls. You've got a dedicated tow haul mode. And you've got trailer gain output controls as well, or your trailer brake, excuse me. Here are your controls over here. And this is a huge power retracting back window. That kind of thing is not available in many trucks. Usually you get the small window in the back, but this entire thing goes down. And that's impressive to me, at least. And then of course you've got your light here to illuminate the bed. You can leave that on, or you can set it to illuminate anytime that you open the door. The instrument cluster, there's not a whole lot to speak of here. I'm gonna go ahead and close the door. Maybe that's why it's not doing anything. All right, so yeah, here on the instrument cluster, you can bring up a compass. You can control music from here. You can select or deselect. You can check the status of various safety features. This does have active lane assist. Does a little bit of steering for you to keep you in your lane while you're on road trips. And I mean, there's not a whole lot to speak of. Oh, and this is interesting. This is something that I've only seen in Toyota so far. This time until rest thing, that's a timer to be used while you're on road trips. You can set this to a certain amount of miles or a certain amount of time while you're on a road trip. This vehicle will remind you of when you need to take a break. It's pretty neat. Again, I've only seen that on Toyota vehicles. Looks like the previous owner didn't get very good gas mileage. I imagine that was because they did a lot of driving around town. All right. And so you do have voice control from Toyota here. You've got controls for the phone, and you have park sense. Well, the Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram option is called park sense, but you have front collision warning, I guess is what you could call it. Okay, you do have a dedicated eco mode. That's what I would recommend if you're going to be driving around town. We're going to go ahead and clear everything on here. Sometimes we get to that when we get a brand new vehicle, or when we get a vehicle, sometimes we don't. You can see that this does have optional connected services, and with this being a 2019, yeah, those are definitely going to be available to you. Most people, however, use Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, and so you pair it up with you pair it up via Bluetooth, and you're able to use that. You can also adjust how your panel is set up, and then you've got some general settings that you can adjust here as well. And if you even want to turn off that beep, you can do that as well. And that, in a nutshell, is our 2019 Toyota Tundra TRD Pro. It's an impressive piece of engineering, and it looks very good. I've driven it a couple times, and it drives very well, even off-road. Now, of course, it's the feel of the wheel that seals the deal for most people, so you have to come and drive it yourself.